Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Happy Aquarius new moon. It's been a while since I've done a recorded astrology report, or an update, I should say. And it's nice to do it again. I did take a sabbatical. I had a moment I need to deal with, and I just moved at the end of last year, and there's just been a lot of new and exciting things going on, and I'm just able to get into my life again. And so yeah, it's been a minute since I've done this, and I do a little bit of the reports here and there about writing in my blog, and I'll be sure to link that in the description box. But it's just been a minute, and I do have some old astrology updates that I did, and there you go. Sorry, starting to move, and I will link that in the description box as well. So this is the Aquarius new moon. And I did write a piece about the Aquarius season and what that is, because there's been a lot of talk about the age of Aquarius and what is that going to bring. Well, we are at the beginning stages, and of course, just like with anything new, it's going to bring changes. And there's a lot of different aspects that are happening that's really impacting this energy as well. I know that, when I was doing astrology in 2019, I was talking about the great conjunctions, and I was talking about how and what would it bring, how we would be experiencing these changes. I mentioned a lot about the change in government. I also mentioned about land. I mentioned about natural disasters as well. There's a whole slew of things, because Uranus in Taurus, that is some really crazy energy there. But again, I will link that in the description box, so that way you can go back and you can listen or read those things and kind of see. And I did take all of 2020 off, and it's good to be back in the saddle again. So without further hesitation, let's go forward with this. So February the 11th, 2021. Can y'all believe it? 2021. We're already in February. We're almost to the middle of February of this new year. And here we are at the Aquarius new moon. And Aquarius is innovative. It's creative. It's an air sign. And its symbol is the water bearer. And if you'll notice, it's like he's pouring water out. So this is about the flow of energy. And water is a great conductor of energy. So in this process, we are going to have this great flow of new energy, of innovative energy, of forward thinking. It wants better. It wants us to have better, more technology. And the thing of it is, though, we have to be careful with Aquarius, because Aquarius, again, is about the mind. And we can't leave our heart out of it, and we can't leave our soul out of it. We can't just lead from our head all the time. We can't just, lead from logic, because that is very unbalanced. We are emotional beings, and we have to be able to include the alignment between our mind, our ideas, as well as our emotions, our heart, our feelings. How do we feel about it? And what does our soul say about it? Does this set good with us? We have to include this whole huge array of things within ourselves, because if not, it will lead us down the wrong path. And if we are led down the path of just total logic, that's when we begin to lose our humanness. And The thing about Aquarius as well is it's a humanitarian, and Aquarius likes, community. It likes unity, and it wants us to join with others of the like mind, others that, are soul tribe, those people who can resonate with our soul and understand where we're coming from, and all of these different things about us. Um, you know, awakening, the word awakening has kind of been pushed around a lot lately, but this is meaning this is leading to an awakening, and it's leading to one to where it's going to break us out of the old cyclic, it's the same thing over and over again. It's kind of like monotonous stuff. We do it because it doesn't necessarily make sense. It doesn't necessarily, resonate with us. We do it because that is what we are conditioned to do. And Aquarius is very, it's original. It's original, and it wants that originality. It wants that uniqueness. Its planet is Uranus, and Uranus is known as the awakener. And he will shock you. He will send that lightning bolt down to just boom, destroy everything and make that change happen. So, and when you combine all of this different stuff together, it is amazing what's going on. People ask me all the time, how can you not watch the news? I'm like, I don't have to watch the news because I'll look at astrology. I see what's happening. And so far, what I have talked about in the past and what I have heard other astrologers talk about in the past is coming into fruition. So it's very, very interesting. Another thing here is 2021 is a number 5 in numerology. And that is about change. 5 is change, is a transition. So, and that's what we're in, is a transition. Now, I'm sitting outside, so it's starting to sprinkle. So last January, we have a huge conjunction between Pluto and Saturn. And I do want to add something right now, is that where Jupiter is in its placement is the same as it was in 1776 when America was gaining its independence. So America is having its Pluto return. And Pluto is, Pluto is the lord of the underworld. And so many people misunderstand the underworld. But Pluto, he destroys in order to create. He wants to take away that old and take away the out part that's just worn and outdated and just, frankly, it no longer works anymore. And he wants to destroy that to build better. So it is very much into change and transition, definitely. And I'm just looking at my notes here. I want to keep up with my notes. I don't want to forget everything. So this new moon is very unique in the fact that we have 6 planets in Aquarius. Yes. We have a stellium, and that is when 6 planets are in the same sign. So we have to see this as very, very impactive, it's going to impact us greatly during this. So we have the Venus, we have the moon, the sun, and Mercury retrograde. Jupiter and Saturn all in Aquarius. Now, I will say that the Mercury will be retrograde until February the 20th. But just remember, for 2 weeks after that, we will be in what is called its shadow. And that means it's going to be going through the same degrees of the sign that it once went through. So it's going to, we're going to revisit those things. And people really fear a Mercury retrograde, but it's no fear at all, really. I mean, sure, we may have some things happen, electronics, things like that, communication, but he does this, so this energy is necessary so we can really pay attention to things. He wants us to remember. He wants us to reevaluate things. He slows everything down to say, wait a minute, we need to look at this. You need to read this fine print here. Don't go too fast, because there is something here that you do not want to miss. So when when Mercury is operating in this, and he is in Aquarius, so this is more mental energy. So he's having this time, and he is really in the mind. He is like, let's think about this. Let's, communicate. And this also has to do with commerce as well. So this involves money. And the one thing that, Mercury is fast-moving energy. It is fast-moving. So when it is retrograde, the energy slows down a lot. And it does help us. It really, really does help us to have a moment to see things with more clarity. Also, I want to touch on Venus and Jupiter is going to have a conjunction at this time as well. And Jupiter, he is the planet of expansion. He is the god of joy. He's all about having that greatness, right? And everything he touches, he expands. So Jupiter and Venus, this is about happiness. This is about wanting to take care of yourself. Joy. It's wanting to expand. It's wanting to, it wants us to really do those things that mean the most to us. So we could find ourselves looking at our values, reviewing our values, and seeing what is really important to us and what isn't. This new moon, new moons are, of course, when the moon is, it's a brand new moon phase. The moon is dark at this time. And it is a time where we go inside. So this is very, very important, because this is a lot of creative energy. It's a lot of innovative energy. It wants us to expand, to grow, to be better, to do better, but not just for ourselves, for the whole. Because again, Aquarius looks at things as community. It looks as things as in unity. So it wants to do things with, with community, with things that unite us, things that bring us together. So in doing this, we can really go inside and really tap into that part of us that has been pushed to the side and forgotten, or conditioned out of us, so to speak. Now, we are having also our Lunar New Year on February the 12th. We are going from the metal rat to the metal ox. And the ox is very, it's steady, it's reliable, it's kind of like that same old, nothing new here, just the same old thing. And it also touches on our finances. So we could really be looking at ways that we can financially secure ourselves, but in different ways than we're used to. With the with all of this shutdowns and all of this craziness that's going on with the virus that we have, it's making a lot of people earn money in different ways. It's bringing out the entrepreneur in a lot of people because they have lost their jobs. They have lost what they were doing. They can't do it because of all these shutdowns. So, they've got to make money somehow. So they're thinking of new and, different ways that they can make money. Things that they can do in their home. So this is supporting that. This is really, really supporting that. So with all of this energy, and I do want to add here now, Jupiter is a visionary. So when he is coming into the sign of Aquarius, that is really, really going to take that innovative thinking to higher elevations. It will really amp up that energy. It's very expansive. It's very expansive. And this is the first meetup between Aquarius and Jupiter in 10 years. So this is like the energy of anything is possible. So they both want truth too. They are both truth seekers. And this is something that we really need to pay attention to. They are those seekers that want the absolute raw truth. What is real here? What is that? And they want to bust the glass ceiling. Again, anything is possible. They want to bust it wide open. They love, both of them are freedom lovers. It is a wonderful time to plant seeds that will bring you abundance, that bring you prosperity. It's time to start manifesting those things that will bring you those the financial, the emotional, as well as those things that will keep us intellectually stimulated as well. So again, this is really about following your dreams and making it a reality. This is an opportunity of great healing as well, because this energy wants peace. It wants peace. It wants love. So it's good about, releasing the old conditions that we once had and, just becoming more of you. And that's really good. The new moon, that energy of going inside, it really helps us to do some of that self-evaluation. With Mercury retrograde, this is going to aid in that reflection as well, and it's going to help us to really look back and evaluate a lot of things in our lives. Again, this could definitely be a time where you could be looking at what is valuable to you, what isn't, what is meaningful, what means the most to you. We see a lot of people right now, going after the tiny houses, living life in simplicity. And I will say, I downsized a great deal, and I really love it. I really love the fact that, I released a lot of stuff. I released a lot of baggage and old energy that, just wasn't needed anymore. So again, this energy is going to be about, gathering with like-minded energies, supporting each other, finding your soul tribe, finding those people that encourage you, that support you in your endeavors. You got to think about energy. We want to talk about, energy this and energy that. but we really need to think about energy because it is everything. Is your tribe supporting you? Is your tribe uplifting you? Is it cheering you on? Is it helping you and encouraging you to create your dreams? Because many times, especially those people that, are empaths, those people that are very creative and have that high energy, they can attract those people that really is kind of like a moth to a flame, and they can attract those people that would like to feed off this energy. So you have to look at, when you look at your future, you have to look at who is surrounding you, or who you surround yourself with, and who you associate with. Are they supporting that higher vision that you have? And if not, why are you still there? And I know that we love people, and there's times that, people are like, oh, we can just cut them out. And I understand cutting some people out, but, sometimes, things are just a little bit more complicated than that. And cutting people out isn't so simple. Sometimes, we do love people, but, we can love people and we can love them where they are, but we also can think about our own energy, and we also can gravitate toward those people that resonate in the kind of future that we want, that growing. Like if you're an entrepreneur, you're not going to surround yourself with people who enjoy clocking in and clocking out, the 9-to-5 job. You're not going to, surround yourself with those people. You're going to surround yourself with other entrepreneurs. If you're creative, if you're an artist, you're going to want to surround yourself with those kind of people, and, maybe bounce, brainstorm, ask for help on something that you're stuck with. What can I do with this? Some creative endeavor. So you get my point. Again, let's find our soul tribe. And, during this time, we could have some breakthroughs. And I do want to touch on this, and I have touched on this before. And if you will go back and look at some of my stuff, I believe it's in some of my past stuff, but Uranus in Taurus brings about a lot of change. And Uranus is an awakener. And I will tell you this, back on January 6th of this year, Mars moved into the sign of Uranus. And what happened that time? Look at what happened in DC. This is very destructive energy. Mars can be destructive, but Mars does have a lot of passion. It's very passionate about what it's going after. It doesn't go after stuff just for mere of going after it. It has to have the drive to go there. And there's a lot of energy. There was a lot of passion in that January 6th movement. Not that I'm saying it was right or anything like that. I'm just saying that was a lot of intense energy. So Uranus brings that radical change. And he loves to shock. It's shocking. He wants to, if change isn't happening, it's the shock factor that pushes us, that stops us in our tracks and makes us rethink the whole thing. So, and in Taurus, this could be changes in our earth. And we're seeing this. It could be changes in our money systems. It can be changes in our food. So, we need to consider all of this. Now, one thing in particular is that, air signs can be kind of airy. So we do need to come down and ground ourselves a little bit here. And especially with all of these different planets in Aquarius, we do need some grounding. You need to focus on creating. we need to have more focus on what we want to create and not bounce around. We want to further ourselves. We want to advance. So this could also be in technology, as well as, Aquarius is that forward thinking. It does rule over the technical things. I did say this in the last report I did about the technical stuffs, and there could be more cyber attacks. There could be things like that. So watch out for that. Aquarius is very mental. It is, and again, it's about the future. It's about how to advance in better ways. This is a time to share your knowledge, to share your gifts. And we could see some new healing techniques come about. We could see some a different opinion toward alternative health, what we call natural healing. Different ways of healing, different ways of technology. Again, Jupiter wants bigger and better. So, and so does Aquarius. Aquarius wants better, easier. It wants something that's going to work for the whole, not just for one, but for the whole. And, it wants what is good for the highest good for all. We could review our values. We could be looking at relationships in our lives, reevaluating those, reviewing those. Are those working for us? Are they not? Aquarius is very unpredictable energy. It's very rebellious. It is lightning fast. And you may have to make you may be put into some places where you're going to have to make some quick decisions. So it's better to really, really make sure you're thinking things through, because Mercury is in retrograde. So you really want to read that fine print. Now, our last full moon was in Leo, and that was about mastering ourselves. And this is just really coming into harmony here, because Leo wants us to really tap in to us. Leo's planet is the sun. So, and that is the self. So it was about mastery of the self. And Mars is still in Taurus, so we could have some frustrating energy and feeling some frustrations with things. Again, we could have some cyber attacks, and luckily Mars is beginning to move away from Uranus a little bit, but those energies, I'm telling you, are very destructive, and sometimes they don't consider the consequences of that destruction either. They just know that something needs to change, and they just take care of it. This energy, again, it can produce different kinds of natural disasters, such as earthquakes. And I do believe that after the 20th, it was a very intense day, astrologically speaking, and I do believe there was an earthquake right after that. So the sun also will square Mars and Black Moon Lilith. And this is a very feisty energy here. Black Moon Lilith is it's the wounded divine feminine. And it's really funny because I did pick the card Lilith today to read. And I'm going to be doing a tarot reading in just a moment. And to kind of tie all this up. And it's very interesting how it all works together. So Black Moon Lilith, she is the shunned one. She is the one who stood upon her rock of truth. She stood on her truth. She was independent. She knew what she wanted, and she was shunned. And we'll talk about her myth in a minute. So this is very feisty energy. More truth will be coming out, so expect that. There's a lot of shock, so expect the unexpected. Pluto, again, is, he's still doing his thing, and he is going to keep on tearing away the old, those things that aren't new. He wants new. He's seeing here that something is not working, and he wants to take care of that. Saturn is in Aquarius, so again, this supports major changes. And Saturn will be in Aquarius up until March the 7th of 2023. So we can, I'm telling you guys, changes. Saturn is about responsibility. He's our teacher. And he likes to challenge us. He's about authority. So when Saturn is in this place, when Saturn is in Aquarius, the way that I see this is that it's like old teachings that seem to be or might appear to be outdated and seem to be outdated and not needed, but they're very, very necessary. There are certain things that are necessarily done in a certain way. And we can't neglect that because maybe we feel like we feel like it's not needed. But Saturn in Aquarius is saying that, there are some things, that some old ways that we do things, and yeah, they may seem outdated to you, but they really are necessary. There is a rhyme and a reason to the madness, so to speak. So, the last time, interestingly enough, the last time that Saturn was in Aquarius was in 1994. Anybody remember what happened in 1994? Does the World Wide Web ring a bell? Look at what we're on. So for the next 27 years, we are going to have advancements. We're going to, this energy is going to bring more structure. It's going to be more focused creation. We are looking at things in technology and space, internet, science, health, all of this is going to really have some advancements in it. Again, all I can say is we are in a place of radical change in both our inner and outer worlds, but this is about having a better world for all. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the readings really quick. And a reading that I did yesterday, we had the mermaid card. And the mermaid card, the waters here, mermaids, they sing their song to lure people. They lure the sailors to their death or to riches. And this is about a yearning. This is about a soul yearning, a soul calling, a spirit calling. So here we, and all of these waters here, this is about things that are changing, that are going to make us have to make quick decisions, and we're going to have to think on our feet, and but we need to use our intuition as well. So again, this touches on Uranus and making those things. And like I stated, we talked about Black Moon Lilith just a minute ago. Today I picked the card Lilith. Again, Lilith is the, she's the suppressed female. She is the divine feminine that's cast out. And, the myth of Lilith is that she was the first woman made in the Garden of Eden. And when the Creator discovered that she would not be dominated by her male counterpart, Adam, he cast her out of the Garden of Eden. And it is said that she returned as the snake to get Eve to eat the apple, or eat the fruit of knowledge, so to speak. I say apple because a lot of people think it's apple, but what have you. She tempted Eve to taste fruit from the tree of knowledge, and therefore, the downfall of the feminine. And I want to discuss this a little bit more in depth. When people think of feminine energy, when they think of goddess energy, and I see this a lot, and I understand it. I do understand it. But we have to understand something very, very clear. People like to think that feminine energy is peace, love, and happiness. And, we are, snuggled into the arms of the goddess, and we're nestled in her bosom, and all is well. And that is great, because she's, she brings life to everything, right? There's another side of that goddess. And that side is a dark side. And, as she gives life, she also takes life. And that is necessary in our world. We live in a world of polarity. We live in a world of, like right now, it's dark outside. Well, in a few hours, it's going to be light outside again. The sun will rise. So as we live in this, we have to understand the different aspects. And it's not good or bad. Now, that is a human perception, good or bad. When it comes to energy, energy is energy. It's neither good nor bad. It is what it is, what it is. It is our perception. It is the way that we relate to that said thing that says that it's good or bad. So, the dark part of the goddess is not a bad thing. All life begins in the dark. All life does. And it's this wonderful opportunity. That's why on the new moon, this is a new moon cycle, because life is starting in the dark. And this is such creative and energy that is birthing out here. We can take advantage of it, but we have to let go of those old preconceived ideas that we were conditioned to think. And Lilith tells us, remember who you are. Who are you? Do you remember? What is your soul calling you? What is your truth? What is your truth? You see the blue and the green here. Well, the blue represents it represents air, and it's like it's telling you to speak your truth, and green is the healing. So as we speak our truth and we stand tall in our truth, it brings tremendous healing to ourselves. Tremendous healing to ourselves. And the air is about, Mercury is about communication. Air is about communication. Aquarius is about the flow of communication. So we are really, really being guided to really speak our truth and to stand firm on our truth, on our mountain of truth here. This is not saying that there won't be any pushback. This is not saying that, we won't meet any challenges along the way, because we will. Now, the other cards that that I pulled today was Surrender to the Divine, and it was the full moon. And that's exactly it. Surrender to the divine. Surrender to this divine flow of energy. This nice flow of energy that's flowing. If we grab a hold of the sides and we're stopping, we are going to get ripped apart. But if we just relax and flow with this river, we will discover a lot. And the other card that came out, it was actually, I was going to pick one of the Moonology cards, but both came out. And we have the look at the bigger picture. It is the full moon in Sagittarius. So, and that is basically what this new moon is in Aquarius, and with Jupiter and the stellium we're having with all the 6 planets there in Aquarius, it is saying, look at that bigger picture, look forward. There is bigger and better things that are coming, and we need to acknowledge that. We need to go with this flow, and we need to surrender to this, and let us grow. It's time to create. You know, those people that hold you back, those people that are keeping you from your achieving your dreams. And this is where, you know, you might have some trouble, because if you're standing on your on your mound of truth there, your mountain of truth, you will have some kickback, because those people that like to take advantage of you, that did not really have the best intentions for you, yeah, you will see a lot of intense energy with that. So, you know, what cards do we have to, what is our reading for the Aquarius full moon? This deck that I'm using is Tarot of Dreams, and I forgot who it's by. I really love this deck. This is a new deck I've started reading with. So let's read from it and see what it says. So let's cut that deck. All right. So the card that fell out, you saw that. This is the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords, well, you can see. There you go. All those swords stuck in his back. It is like being stabbed, or, you know, stabbed in the back. It's a time of self-defeat. It's a time of when we need to rest. It is a time when we have just kind of reached our rope's end. Maybe you have been sick. Maybe you have been in a bad situation. Swords represent air. So this could be also like self-defeating thoughts. What are your thoughts like? What is your self-talk? We really need to check that. And our self-talk also has to deal with those people that we associate ourselves with too. So pay attention to that. Now, let's do one more time. Then we'll cut this deck. Uh-oh, card came out. Okay. And next we have, let's see here, the King of Swords. Oh, this is great. I'm going to have to put my glasses on so I can read these. The King of Swords here. So again, swords are about the intellect. This is someone who has control of their thoughts. The blue there, you see the blue in that? Very nice. His thoughts are guarded as well. He's not easily persuaded. He's not easily misled. And this is the advice of Mercury. He's saying to be very, very careful about things that you hear, things that are being fed to you through outside communications. Be very, very careful, because there could be some stuff that's trying to mislead you. The next card we have is the Nine of Swords. Oh, here we are again. So this is about, let me see that card. This is about fear. And this is about outside forces and that are crouching in on us. So 9 is, it's a completion number. And 9 tells us that we're coming to the end of it. So if we are guarding our thoughts, we can leave that land of darkness, or of dark intent, of those swords, that those ideas that people are throwing at us, that the the communications. There's just a lot of, when you have these two right here together, that you got the Ten of Swords and you got the Nine of Swords, there's a lot of negative energy that is impacting you, that's coming out at you from outside forces. So this could also be an illness too. So if you have been down, if you have been sick and not feeling good, you need to check everything all around, every bit of your, remember, energy. If you need to get a Himalayan lamp to put into your house or to put into your bedroom, do so. You need to guard your energy. Take care of your energy. Take you some nice ritual baths. Use some Epsom salts. If you want any ideas on what you can use and what's going on, I'll be happy to help you with that. So next we have the Eight of the major arcana card, and that is Strength. It's a number 8, and it's about infinity, and you know, it's the circle 8, right? And this is it's representative Leo. I love this energy, the Strength card. What a beautiful card, right? And this is saying that we have the strength within us to claim ourselves again, to walk ourselves again, to walk our path again, to be who we are. We have within us all that we need, that energy to succeed in what we want to succeed in. We have to tap into it. This is about our inner strength. So we have to really go inside. We have that strength inside. So we have within us to overcome any obstacle that is placed before us. But we have to really focus. We have to focus and guard what is coming, what communications, what energy is coming at us, is flowing at us. We have to be in charge of that. You know, your body is your temple, okay? Treat it accordingly. You wouldn't go into a church or to any other temple and just throw trash everywhere, or and you know, just, you know, degrade it that way. Then why would you do that to yourself? So next we have the Palace of Coins, and this is about, this card is very beautiful. The Palace of Coins. Look at that. The mushrooms. You got the deer, the palace back there. So in tarot, when you have a palace or you have a castle, that is about a completion. That is about reaching a goal. So here, if we are focused and we are tapping into our strength, we are going to be able to reach those goals and to reach those, to achieve what we are wanting to create. We are going to be able to pull all of our dreams and what we want to create into the physical and make it manifest. We can do that. We have that. But again, we have to really focus and be disciplined within our thought. And next we have the Ten of Cups, and this is Mars and Pisces here, and I really like this. Now, Pisces is, it's like a culmination of all of the signs together. It is the one, when Christianity came about, that's why the fish, that was the sign of Pisces. So that is about the one. We are all one. This is the one, you know, the one God. And it's a culmination of everything else. So Pisces, you know, this energy is, you know, the planet is Neptune. So you have to think of these emotional waters of dreams, and it can be illusions. But with this right here with Mars, this is saying that if you keep working toward your dreams, you know, stay focused here again, stay focused and keep working hard toward your dreams, you will get what is good for you as well as all that is within your circle. This will be the highest benefit the best for, you know, the higher, for your higher self. This will be the best thing for yourself and your loved ones. And that's what we want. We want to create something that is going to be good for ourselves, our loved ones. We want to create harmony. We want to create peace so that we can pass this down to our children. And you'll see the dog here. And this is about loyalty. And this is about that never ending, that unconditional love of the whole process. You know, when we look at our world, everything is beautiful in its own way. We can't just knock something out and say it's not beautiful because we don't agree with it. Everything has its own unique beauty, and we can't forget that. Now, I always like to read the card on the bottom of the deck. That's the card that you purposely put there. And it tells you kind of like the energy, the overall energy of this reading, and kind of like what is the underneath kind of root energy. And it is the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords, you know, the number 6 is about unconditional love. It's a feminine number. And swords are, again, about intellect. But this is saying that not to be your own worst enemy. Because I'm telling you guys, that is one thing that we can do, is we can be our own worst enemy. Stop your negative self-talk. And if you're around people that help you do that negative self-talk, that don't promote that, you know, I don't want to sound like, you know, all kind of ooey gooey, but I'm trying to set you into a path of where, you know, you are walking your talk. If you want to talk, if you want to discuss energy, and you want to say that energy is everything, well, then you have to start living that way. And that includes everything that you surround yourself with, the food you eat, people, all of it. All of it. Well, that is it for tonight, and I really enjoyed this. I want to start doing this live, and I will get better when I get everything kind of you know, evened out here. I will plan a live reading, and I'll do this live, and I can pick a few cards for you all, and I'll be happy to do that. I really enjoy this, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that bell. That way you will always be notified when I do upload a new video. I do have a Facebook. It's White Rose. It's on Facebook. If you'll just put The White Rose, it'll come up. And I do have a TikTok, and I am on Instagram as well. I'll put all those links down there in the description box, so you won't have to remember them. You can just look right down there and find them. So again, thank you for watching. Blessed Aquarius new moon to you all. Please tap into this energy. This is wonderful, wonderful energy. It is energy of change, and it's creative energy. Make the most out of it. Set those new moon manifestation intentions, and plant beautiful, beautiful seeds, and so you can have a wonderful, beautiful life. Again, yes, there will be challenges, but you will have the strength to get through them. Just tap into your inner self. It's there. Have a blessed night, and I'll see you next time.